So we got a new weapon from Mistral. Let's go to customize. You can find it under unique weapon. I already unlocked it. You need to pay battle points, as it says right there. It's kind of like taking the ID locks off of guns from MGS4, but it's the polearm. It's got some enhancements, such as Strength 1, which I already purchased. And it's got a couple extra skills of its own as well. We can also get an endurance upgrade, so now we have more health. And I believe a fuel upgrade? Can we? Nope, we're all caught up on fuel. Now, once again, when you buy a move there, you might have noticed it didn't give us an input, so let's go to help! And we got... where is it? Oh, yes, so it only shows you... This is kind of nice, though. It only shows you the move list for the weapon you have equipped. And right there, you can see I have the HF blade. Now, if I go over here to custom, we have the polearm. Now we go back to help. And it gives us... Yes, slightly different. So here's the polearm weapons we can use, the polearm moves we can use. And where's the one we just got? This one! This one's a fun move. Yep. We can pole dance. So the polearm, it's only on the triangle button. It replaces your strong attack. Which means we can no longer do the stinger, but we can do that. And primarily it's just like a big combo extender, range extender weapon. I mentioned before, it's not my favorite. I'm more from the Devil May Cry school of things than Bayonetta, so I like weapons with very unique utilities. We'll get some of those. But anyway, let's go fight these black crocodiles. That's not a crocodile at all. It's a gorilla. This is the concept that we saw in the Metal Gear Solid Rising trailer, as well as the concept art for MGS4. It's this enemy. It's a big gorilla.
Better take out that UG quick.
Tries to give us big gorilla hugs. Tries to do big banana slammers. The polearm is particularly good against it, as you can see. So yeah, not much of a threat against Raiden here. Nothing much of a threat against Raiden here. We'll be fighting a ton more of those, so don't you worry. I will not be S-ranking every single one.
I see a maintenance catwalk. Use it to conceal yourself if necessary.
Oh, look at that, and here's more immediately, like I said. So now, once that one turns around, we can stealth this guy. You can stealth every enemy, no matter how large, which is very nice. Well, get a load of that booty. Alright, I want to keep an eye on this dude. Make sure he doesn't turn around at an inopportune moment. Okay. It's definitely worth it to stealth enemies when and where you can.
There's the Raiden I know.
Because you get some battle points! And we want those. We want the battle points. Still do my hand blast. And here we go. Whoops, wrong button. Circle. I always want to press triangle on these because it's a computer in a Metal Gear game, and triangle is usually the action button. And as we know, that's how you use a computer. So yeah, we're in a sewer, by the way. It's straight out of Raccoon City. We love a sewer level, or do we? I don't know. It's fine, though. We'll see this tile set used again in the future. And there's a gecko. That's not a boy, Blade Wolf. Do you not know what a human boy looks like? And I know it's small, but there's a bit of a difference. There's a bunch of these little cretins here. This is actually a point where you might want to switch back to the HF blade. A lot of people will play the whole game with the polearm because it's just so powerful in terms of like combos and range and number of hits. But you lose access to your dive kick. And I like having that. Not gonna lie, big fan of it. Especially a fan of dive kicking straight into a dwarf gecko grabbing me. Yeah, they're handsy little guys, which I guess makes sense. No damage, though. I shook them off. It's a weirdly good way to deal with them, is just letting them grab you and just shake them off, because they always explode. If we go back here now, you can see there's another little fellow. It's two dwarf geckos stacked on top of each other. And they do Bruce Lee moves. Yeah, so they're just a weird little bonus enemy. There's a couple of those in the game scattered about. They drop a pretty hefty amount of BP. So it's good to seek them out if you want some of that. I think it's 5,000 each. Yep, so a total of 10,000. That's good. They also just throw out little punches and kicks that are very hard to parry. So if you want to practice your parry timing, they're a good little training dummy. Grab those grenades. Oh, there's something interesting about the grenades, actually. Is it says... Where is it? Yes, for use against large UGs and cyborgs. So they're like kind of a super grenade. Again, they function just kind of how you would expect, but... Oh, sweet, a cutscene. Oh no. Oh, there's the boy. I just thought my dog was stupid. Here's a thing that was meant to be in the game but isn't: throwing knives. I think there's animations that still exist in the data. That's right, even if in the far-off future of 2018, people still appreciate the cinematic brilliance that is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles live-action movie. So we got a new UG here, Raptors. They're basically a smaller version of a gecko that was made for indoor ops. They got big purple attacks. They're pretty feisty, as you can see. Let's use some grenades here to try to weaken them a little bit. This is another enemy that the polearm might help you with. Just because it does so many hits. And they like to get around you. If you don't kill the dwarf gecko, it'll turn into a regular enemy. This fight with them is, like, particularly hectic. I feel like later when these things show up, they'll show up, like, one in a group of enemies. You don't often fight 3 at a time like this. It's a little insane. They also get really angry if they see you beat up their buddies. They turn red. Basically have a like an aggression mode, or like their own devil trigger. That's another mechanic that exists. Enemies can get mad. There's a way we can actually make enemies mad with a different character. But yeah, they're cool robot dinosaurs. I really dig them. I would love to see Snake fight against these. I still want a Snake mode in this game, just to see what that would be like. A rank, not the best, but not terrible. I love the sound of a sword resheathing in video games. It's so good.
¿Estás bien? What you say? Oh.
Apparently, the Go Ninja Go song was going to be in the Fortnite Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles collab, but it got pulled last minute because of a rights issue. That's so upsetting.
My name George, like Georgetown.
George.
And just like all damn America.
By the way, George here, he's got 2 sets of subtitles because,
So what are you doing here?
he speaks a very accurate,
You lose the map on Ninja Hideout, Ninja Man? No.
like, Guyanese variation of English,
You know about it?
but they kind of, I don't know, it's interesting to have 2 sets of subtitles for a character when he's not that hard to understand.
I guess you're all right. If you're a cyborg, you know who Day is? Sort of.
Also, people pointed out, and no one knows if it's intentional, he kind of looks like the Ninja Theory Dante as a little kid. Why does he kind of look like Ninja Theory Dante? Was that intent? I don't know.
What's gonna happen now? But that mother scum don't put me on a ras boat. They pack us all a big old dirty container. Next thing we know, we're here. At that
Would be funny to see a future game where, you know,
But then me been over here with them
George here becomes the protagonist, and Little John with his white spiked up hair and katana becomes an antagonist. Maybe the Ninja Theory game is a sequel to this. I don't know. Yeah, George is alright.
Ask robot ninja man, same as you. Me been strongest cyborg ever. Warlock all them phantoms in black clothes that eye pass me.
Starting to sound like a bad guy yourself.
Just playing, nah. Me done plenty bad thing, but me not kill no man. Nah, never.
Good.
We tried to warn the boy. I say, IOD's brain gonna get cut out. Run your ass out of there. But them boy with me no understand. They like Spanish or something. So me the only one for escape. Then that machine come after me and
And I know
I do appreciate that.
George. I know every
That
detail
face.
about how you
When Raiden first meets him, Raiden uses a little Spanish, you know, assuming that, okay, we're in Mexico, this kid is probably from the area.
So the
I always like when they have a...
Yeah, he says the
Because it's very common for
but there's some kind of shutter next to it.
English speakers in America to also know at least a little bit of Spanish, particularly someone who's, you know, like Raiden and is a big government agent guy.
Was on hand for the meeting.
That's something they ended up doing with the RE4 remake as well. Leon actually tries speaking Spanish to the locals instead of just like, you know. I know, I appreciate that. It's a very small
I made
gesture.
sure the area was secure and told him to sit tight. Can you pick him up?
Sure. I'll send a couple agents for him. You just focus on getting into that lab. If what he said is true about the organs, we need to hurry.
Agreed. Riding out.
Alright, well now we've got an adoptive brother for Little John, I guess. But yeah,
UG activity ahead. It is possible they are conducting test operations while the lab is closed. They're not going to make it easy to get into that lab. There's some way you could sneak past?
so yes, we now have directions, we know where to find the Childers, and we know where to find a VR mission. Boxes. Maybe if I cut one open, I can get inside. No. No. We need a special box, because we're a special boy.
It's a box. How's that going to help?
Oh, Kevin,
Oh, it's
if
for
only
medical
you
supplies.
knew.
That could work, actually.
So this counts as a weapon. Yes. And, yeah, it's a special box for transporting pharmaceuticals. It's got, like, a insulated lining, so it hides us from IR sensors. And we showed this off in the Zone of the Enders demo, but it's basically, it's the same animation from MGS4. It's the box. You can't have a Metal Gear game without it. Foreshadowing for a future title that I don't like. Leon tries speaking Spanish instead of immediately pulling out a gun. Yeah. Yeah! It's one of those things I appreciate. This is another stealth sequence, so I gotta kind of pay attention here. But now we're armed with a box. So things will be a little easier. Still got to be careful, though, because this works most similar to the MGS1 box. It's very simple. If they see us moving, they'll be suspicious. If we're in their path, they'll spot us, you know. So we gotta watch their patrol routes, watch the Soliton radar. I kind of really like that, especially after MGS4 had come out and been so vastly different in a lot of ways. It was nice to go back to Soliton radar guard path stealth. He's gonna jump, so we gotta get him quick. You gotta be careful here, because you can cut down this foothold. Luckily, I did not. Let's just... Up! Well, that's fine. Because we've got our polearm. Oh, he wants to give us the bear hug. And there's the banana slammer. See, I cut down that foothold, which is going to make getting an item there a little more difficult. It's much like throwing the gecko around. If there's enemies that get hit by that, it causes a whole buttload of damage, which is nice. Alright, so... up here, there's another one of those permanent containers. Now, luckily, there's a pipe. But, we caused a little bit of damage here. Might make that impossible to get. But that's fine. That's fine, because we've got a call for backup. And we can do a little cheating. I can complete this fight and then restart from a checkpoint after having completed it and restore that. Is it cheating? Yeah, but I mean, come on. There's another new enemy. I hope you got a good look at it, because now it's gone. There's a couple more of them. They're basically little, like, water strider things. I think they're called Vodemdierka. I don't know what that means. Probably means little water strider things. They've got flamethrowers. They got their little buddies here that help them out, which is very annoying. You don't fight them very often. They're in a lot of VR missions, but they kind of require water. Not in the VR missions, so yeah, they're kind of only in this level. They're a really weird design. They're just big skeletal robot legs with jet thrusters and a flamethrower. I like how... oh, dear. Oh, there's two of them. Okay, hold on a moment. Let's stand still. You gotta stand still to change your weapon, which can be a little dangerous. Oh my gosh. Man, that flamethrower is very nasty. Doesn't do a lot of damage, but it stops you in your tracks, and I don't know why they're using it so much. Oh, man. Ugh. These guys are kind of jerks. I see why they don't use them very often. Can you rush at me and give me something to parry, please? No, he's just using the flamethrower all over the place. I kind of hate these dudes. There we go. That first one went nice and easy because he actually gave us a move to parry, but for some reason, if they get into their little flamethrower habit, they don't like to get out of it. It could have been better, Boris. I kind of got immolated here and there. Okay, so it checkpointed us. So I believe if I hit restart now after that checkpoint, I think those bridges will come back. I think those little footholds will re-emerge. And the cardboard box came back, so we get another one of those. That's very nice. You can kind of cheese some of the areas like that. You can kind of force certain elements and items to return. Yep. See, the enemies are gone, but the bridges, the footholds have returned. That's one of those little secret tips from me to you. And it's important because this, I believe, has another actual permanent upgrade. Nope. Just data storage, that's fine. Was it worth it? Yeah, it was worth it. That unlocks some extra stuff. Here's another point of no return.
Right. I have determined the approximate location of the lab based on the boy's information. It is marked on your Soliton radar.
Alright. Well, but first we got this little area. What's behind this door? Anything fun? Anything fresh? Money? Money's pretty good. I don't mind finding a cool $300 every now and then. It's another area up there. I wonder if we can circle around and get to it. Ah, no, it's just an alternate entrance from the prior area. Hey, someone saw me. Oh, look, it's this jerk. They love lighting me ablaze. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Do some of that to me. Oh, you did a little bit too much of that to me. I always remember these enemies being kind of difficult to deal with. There we go. He was dizzied, but it wasn't letting me do the thing. Again, I know I said it like 2.5 seconds ago, but I see why they don't make you fight these too much. Any hidden items up here? I genuinely don't remember. Well, that jerk saw me. There's an electrolyte pack somewhere. Okay. Are you gonna... Alright. Alright. Stop it with the flamethrower, please. I am begging you, sir. Okay, you're dizzy. There we go. Truly one of the enemies of all time. They're annoying but easy to regain health from because they know that they're made. What are they made of? Oh dear. They're made of things that like to sneak up behind me. There we go. Yeah, being able to full heal off of every enemy, it does help, and it feels maybe not necessary, but it is definitely a part of the gameplay flow of this game. Anyway, yeah, we got a place marked on our Soliton radar. There's an entrance somewhere nearby, and if you look at that wall, it's a little odd. It's flickering.
Fake wall projection. Pretty well hidden, I gotta say.
Man, these guys really... I don't remember them being this annoying to deal with, but they're kind of a butt. It'll be nice to be out of these sewers and never have to deal with them again. Anyway, yeah, fake wall projection. And we got a nice gun camera hallway. Again, very Metal Gear. Now that we're out of the Raccoon City sewers, we're going to be in an area that looks kind of familiar. This, I mean, for one, we've got... Oh, the background music had the same chanting from Adola in Majora's Mask, and it kind of took it out of me. Anyway, we got Forklift, my beloved, and he brought a friend. And another cardboard box. That's a friend for us. This is very Shadow Moses looking to me, and you might say it's just like a gray industrial area, to which I go, yeah, Shadow Moses, dude. But it does look a bit like, reminds me of a truncated form of the communication towers, what with a gun camera at every corner, a little bit of the dock with our friend, the forklift. It's just, I feel cozy, I feel at home here. Much more so than out in the sewer where there's stupid little jerks that want to light me on fire and not let me parry them. A lot more industrial stuff in there. A lot of Peace Walker yellow.
This would appear to be the UG maintenance area.
That makes sense.
You should find a terminal there. Something they use to upload mission parameters to the UGs.
And something I can use to access the lab's main server?
Perhaps. But first you need to take a dump.
Wait, what?
A dump? A digital optical output mounted...
Yeah, there's that joke. We all know it. We all love it.
The terminal. Most any UG should suffice. A tripod or the like.
I'll see what I can come up with. How do I use it?
Simply connect to it. You should be able to use your communications outlet to control the proxy UG.
Alright, let's give it a shot.
So they don't use the term dwarf gecko aside from text. Often characters will refer to them as a tripod. Kinda like that name a little better. He missed that button. Got some friends here. And if you remember, at some point we picked up a red phosphorus grenade. I think there might be... Nope, that's another healing item here. So, with any luck... There we go. We can use this to cause a little bit of a smoke screen. And hopefully stealth some dudes. No. It's very difficult to stealth this area. Partially because the smoke grenades in this game don't last very long compared to other games. But oh no, that means I'll have to engage with, whoops, with the cool combat. Let's just get out of here. Yeah, they shoot balls, by the way? I don't know how that works. They do an EMP attack, which it's like, oh, okay, fair enough. But then they can shoot electric balls like it's a Devil May Cry 3 enemy. Two of them definitely easier to deal with than three, and if we do that, We can focus on his buddy. And best of all, since he's still alive, his buddy here won't get angry. They get very angry if they see their partners have fallen. So if you're not super confident dealing with these guys, yeah, cut off the legs as soon as you can. Come on. There we go. It's one of the ways that they make the combat kind of neat, where you can actually strategize and be like, oh, well, I broke the armor of this dude. I'll just sort of lock him down by de-legging him. Oh. Cut off his elbow there. A B rank. Yeah, deserved. Deserved. Could have been better.
If they continue to increase security, they may shut out all outside network connections. Please do your best to avoid being seen.
Sorry. I'll use my box more often, I guess. Let's sneakily make our way over to this door. The action attention door. Boop. Oh. That's not great. Well, we've been spotted again, but that one was the cutscene's fault. And now we got these dudes with two swords. They're pretty cool. Very reminiscent of Solidus. They're just regular cyborg bodies, though, so they're not particularly stronger. They just have different attack patterns. And if I could... No. Alright, well, we'll get this one. Oh, that boy, he's got a special arm. Hold on there. Let's deal with your friend here. So if you look in augmented view, you can see that little symbol on him means he's got a special arm. Let's try and get him to bring out his machete. You want to do that for me? No? Okay. Well, oh, whoop. Let's just do that. Okay. There we go. Got the arm, Doctor. He'll be very pleased with us.
Is it over?
For now, yeah. But that room, those were cyborg brain casings.
Duh. We saw.
George said they were harvesting organs from kids.
Yes. This must be why they are trafficking children. Perhaps other organs are being sold elsewhere, but they are definitely taking their brains.
Jesus. Are they making these kids into cyborgs?
Wait. The cyborgs you've been fighting, did they seem like they might be kids? You said earlier that child soldiers have a telltale approach to combat.
Yeah, but I didn't see it here. Those weren't kids.
So, what? Desperados just doing the surgeries there?
We've got to do something about all those brains. And the other kids George was talking about. He just escaped a few hours ago. They couldn't have taken all their brains out that fast.
True. There could still be a bunch of kids they haven't touched yet.
I better move.